Hi, I'm Georgia Mullis, and this is Simple Money Affirmations. Affirmations are like the language of our brains, okay? And people talk about affirmations like it's a weird thing to do and something that you have to force. We're affirming all the time. It's just pretty much our brain loves negative affirmations. So we have to put effort into creating positive, neutral affirmations to combat what our brain is doing naturally. So normally we're affirming, the world is affirming that the world is probably a terrible place. Bad things are happening, and that is true, but it's always been true. So it's about how can we make ourselves feel safe in order to actualize what we hope, dream, and desire. Starting off the day is a great time. Yeah, let's get an affirmation embedded as we wake up, when our brain is still all open and available for accepting new truths. Anytime we feel our energy dip, anytime we feel constricted. So if we start to feel, different people feel it in different places. If we start to feel tension in our bellies, if we start to feel tension in our hearts, in our neck, in our hands, in our jaw, in our toes. Anytime we feel scared, our breathing feels elevated. Anytime we're not feeling the way we want to feel. Yeah, and when you're in business, that can happen quite a lot because we're always having to do new things and up level and be different because our businesses are growing, they're dying. So we are always needing to put ourselves in the best possible position to make the best possible decisions, especially around money. So affirmations help us do that. And this isn't, gaslighting ourselves. Sometimes the affirmations can just be neutral. Like, it is safe for me to have a business. It's safe for me to earn money. Sometimes we might want to get ambitious with our affirmations. It's safe for me to earn money whilst I sleep. It's safe for me to earn more than other people. It's safe for me to charge more than other people. It's safe for me to be a millionaire. It really does depend on where we're at to where we want to be. Yeah. So sometimes we need to choose a more neutral, gentle one, and sometimes we're ready for a more ambitious affirmation. One of the things I do with my clients in one-to-one coaching is we create a new money story. It feels outlandish. It feels impossible. It feels outrageous. And within a couple of weeks, it's normal. And they are so available for more. And that's kind of the way it is with affirmations. I have a resource that you can download, which is my top affirmations. You can find it at makeandkeepmoney.com. The link's below. If you like what you heard, then you can go to makeandkeepmoney.com. I work with people one-to-one. You can keep an eye out for the group program that's coming soon. If you're not sure or you want to learn more, then you can book a call and we can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. So you can find me on LinkedIn and you can find me on Facebook and you can find me on makeandkeepmoney.com. Affirmations are just a really useful state change. Depending on how you like to do things, some people love to write it out. Yeah, some people love to journal. Some people love to say it out loud. Some people love to read it. It's finding the most effective way of using things that are state changers for you. So I love affirmations as a state changer. And I love EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, or tapping. There are many different ways to do it. The way I love to do it is to say the worst thing that you're actually thinking. What we'll do is super, super simple. There's loads of different ways of doing it, but it's just tapping on a part of the body or tapping on the palm and saying, even though I am going to stuff this up, even though this is going to be the worst mistake I've ever made, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I've made so many terrible decisions before in business, I completely love and accept myself. And it's really just clearing all of the garbage that comes up and clearing it out of the way so we can just move on. And there are loads of people that say, don't speak it into existence. Don't say the thing because you're going to bring it into... You're already thinking it. It's already there. It's already a shadow in your brain and heart and soul and business. Let's bring it out of the shadows and let's destroy it, right? So I am Georgia Mullis. I am a money mindset coach. I use archetypes, sacred money archetypes, to coach women to make and keep more money. There are so many shocking statistics. Women retiring with 1/4 of the pension pot of their partner, male partner, het-cis relationships, right? There are so many stories of how young, fierce, independent women who are earning fabulous money marry and have children and then do not have economic options to leave the relationship when it tanks. Research statistics show that when women have money, they make better decisions, ethical decisions in what they do with it, how they save it, how they invest it, who they spend it with, and what they spend it on. Everybody benefits when more women have money. I'll never make as much as I did in my job. I love this one, right? This is a really good one. This is for people who get their authority from external sources. Say you are a marketer, yeah? And you work for a company doing their marketing, yeah? And you've worked really hard. You negotiate the salary, you know that's right. And that business then pays you a salary and you don't charge the clients. The business charges the client. So all of that decision, all that money is completely outsourced. And I see this with my clients. I work with a lot of consultants. So when they are consulting for a company, their day rate is set by who they're working with. But when they've got to set their own day rate and they've got to send out their own invoices, the fear comes. The questions of worthiness. Is it okay? Am I doing this right? Am I allowed? All of those thoughts, unconscious beliefs, prevent them from charging what they're worth. And you see this a lot. I see this a lot from people that have come from being an employed role to moving into a self-employed role. And you can really pick anything. So I've worked with marketers, I've worked with teachers, I've worked with a lot of teachers that have left the teaching profession where they don't charge the consumer. And then suddenly they've got this business where they have to charge people. So they have to set their worth. And that can be really, really hard when they're used to delivering that product and people just go, oh, this is amazing. And they never have to do it with the end user. And it's really interesting because so many times I work with people that think that they've got that they've dealt with it, but they've dealt with it in that situation. So when they move on to a new client or they move into they upgrade and they up level what they're charging, it all comes back again. Yeah. And then they've got to go through that process of, okay, we're doing the work again. You are doing the work again, but you're going to do it quicker and you're going to do it better and you're going to be able to up level quicker. One of my money mentors says, new level, old devil. Right, if I get too big, I won't be able to handle it. Yeah, so this is a very fun one for self-sabotage because we'll do an awful lot of this to prevent ourselves achieving any success in the first place. So you don't really see this with people that have achieved it. It's just a really big fear with people that have not yet because they're so worried about what will happen. This is a typical one that comes up is they don't want to go over the next tax bracket, yeah, or the VAT threshold. Or tax threshold, however you want to do it. This is such a typical experience, it's not even new, right? I work with a lot of women who have been the benefit of a tax efficient methodology with their husband. Husband's in corporate, starts their own business, and when you're running a limited company, you can have shareholders and you can allot the money, right? The previously successful women, because they're on maternity leave or they've not gone back after they've had children, they get allotted $12,500 or whatever the tax rate is, right, for tax efficient purposes. And then when they start to make their own money, it's going to impact them massively because everybody is frightened about them going over the next tax bracket. So you've got up into the higher level taxpayers. So people will hold themselves below that threshold. So they'll charge less, or they'll sabotage, or they'll find amazing ways to get rid of the money so they don't have to go into the next tax threshold. People who are scared of hitting the VAT limit, sometimes they'll just burn their businesses down because they're so scared of hitting that. And tax is scary, right? The big bad tax man and how awful it is. And I am not a financial advisor. Yeah, this is not financial advice, but they're actually okay. We are told so many stories about how terrifying and awful and how bad and how morally terrible it is to have to deal with a tax man. It's not. It's just another part of doing business. It's switching it to going, the more tax I pay, the more money I earn. and getting out of that mindset of everything needs to be through expenses and how can we remove all the effort that goes into remaining below a limit, because once you're above that limit, it's terrifying. Especially for people whose family or friends, they've never experienced anything like that. If those things have resonated with you, if the things that I've spoken about have resonated with you, then you can go to Make and Keep Money, and there's a download section. The 4 toxic money mindsets will be there. It's a tool that helps people up level. It can help you up level. If you go to makeandkeepmoney.com, you can schedule a call with me. You can have a 20-minute cup of tea. Let's get to know each other. Like, come and ask whatever questions you've got.